Hi, Founder fans. Jason here, and today's Founder is Trivia. Welcome to American Revolution Trivia with Founder of the Day. Again, my name is Jason. As everyone's scrolling in here, we're getting ready. It's going to be a grand old time. Nothing really to announce. I see Paul Revere is already here, aka Misfit. I believe in us too. I think we can get them all today. Usually people come in a little bit later, so by the end, our grand finale, that will be happening now. For anyone popping in who's never played trivia before, we're about to get started. A good portion of it is regular standard old trivia. I'll put up some questions. We'll chit-chat about them. Some of the trivia are games on Sporkle.com where we'll try and name a whole bunch of people together. It's going to be a grand old time. I do want to note, if I am a little bit choppy, it's because my latency is extremely low to make sure that we are as close as possible together. I think I'm about 4 seconds ahead of you today, which is a little more than I usually prefer, but that's okay. Historical, thank you for coming this week. We're just getting started. I'm just saying hi, welcoming everyone in. Easy for me to say. Anyone who is here, make sure you comment so that we know you're here. We know who's playing. That way I can try and wait it out, give everyone an opportunity to answer any questions that are had. Or answer any questions I ask. So we all know who's here. We're all playing together, having a good time. Thank you all so much for liking and subscribing. I'm sure most of you are already subscribers. That's how you knew trivia was happening. So let's get into it. While people are rolling in, we're going to get some of the easy questions out of the way first because, people roll in a little bit late usually, and that's okay. So should be a fairly easy question. What happened in Trenton, New Jersey on December 25th, 1776? That's right. Christmas Day, 1776. What is it that happened? As people are rolling in, anyone popping in, like I said, anyone new here, most of the time we're playing fun trivia. We have a wrap-up at the end where we try and name 243 founders. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you stick around for the whole thing. I am stalling right now. Not everyone's here yet. I'm hoping a few of you might be able to figure out what it is that happened in Trenton, New Jersey, 1776. Now, I have a series of cards here. This is the What Happened Here card. It's hard for me to show you up close because the lights reflect poorly. It messes up my focus on my camera. But generally speaking, we are up here in New Jersey. Central New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey. I am still stalling. I'm yet to have a question not be answered at all. Even when I first started this and there was no one watching. So I'm holding out for you, holding out for a hero right now to tell me what it is that happened in there it is, historical coming through for me. Yes. I'm going to give you the thumbs up on this question right away. Yes. George Washington crossed the Delaware on Christmas Day, 1776. Followed very closely by the Battle of Trenton, which was then followed very closely with the Battle of Princeton. Two extraordinarily important parts of the American Revolution, because although the first year of the Revolution went fairly well for the Patriots, 1776, by and large, once they get to New York City, goes very poorly. George Washington loses a lot of battles. He loses Long Island, he loses Manhattan, he loses most of lower New York, and eventually they have the crossing of the Delaware and the Battle of Trenton, which is a huge boost to morale for the soldiers, especially the militiamen whose enlistments were about to expire, and Washington didn't have money to pay them. So the morale boost from the battles of Trenton and the crossing of the Delaware really lead to Washington essentially being able to convince several militia to stay around for a while, even though they might not make any money for a bit. So thank you for answering that question. Let's pop over to our second question right here, which is, why didn't George Washington sign the Declaration of Independence? That's right. People are often surprised to learn that George Washington did not sign the Declaration of Independence. Why? Why would the gentleman who's usually considered the founding father not have signed the Declaration of Independence? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I am stalling. I am like 4.5 seconds ahead of you guys today, which is a little more than usual. There's only so much I can control over here. YouTube does some of the work. Misfit coming through with an answer. Was already at war. And I am trying to hold out, but you guys are answering a little slow today, so I am going to pop up this answer. Yes, he was in New York. He was controlling the army, as we just discussed. 1776, in July of 1776, Washington had successfully sieged Boston, and the British had left, but they were also hanging around hooking around Long Island to come down to New York City, which was about to go not super well. But Washington was with the army outside of New York City at the time. That's right, historically, he was not a delegate. He was delegate to the First Continental Congress and actually was a delegate to the Second Continental Congress. But the Second Continental Congress met just as the war broke out in Massachusetts, and they pretty quickly sent George Washington on his merry way to be replaced by Thomas Jefferson for all intents and purposes. That's not technically how it worked out, but more or less, Washington was replaced by Thomas Jefferson, who, was involved with the Declaration of Independence himself. So, why don't we pop over and do, let's do one of our warm-up games here. Right here. Today, little glitchy today, Today, we are going to do a little bit of a brief game over on Sporkle, which is, can you name the U.S. presidents who served under the Articles of Confederation? I'll scroll down a little bit so you can get a look. They were one-year terms. After the Articles of Confederation was finally ratified by Maryland in 1781, it took effect. So, we are going to try and name the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 presidents, not of the Continental Congress, just particularly under the Articles of Confederation, which is generally considered to be called the Continental Historical's already naming them. No more history. Let's do it. McKean. Was McKean a president? No, he was not a president of the... That's a great guess. He may have been a president under the Continental Congress at one point. I don't recall. Oh, historical, John Hancock. Yes, Hancock was. Adams? Was there an Adams? No. Cyprus. Good question. And Rutledge. Anyone popping in? We're trying to name the presidents of the Articles of Confederation. Now we got one. We got John Hancock. Now I will note over here it says we got a guy from Maryland, a guy from Jersey. We're going to have 2 people from Pennsylvania, 2 people from Virginia, and including Hancock, 2 people from Massachusetts. Okay. Let me see. YouTube is telling me that you guys might experience buffering, which I apologize for. I'm not sure why. I'm doing everything the same as I always do. I'm hoping you guys are guessing. Like I said, I apologize if there is some kind of problem. I don't know why there would be. Let's see. Lee Misfit. That's a good guess. Let's see if I can type it correctly. Yes, Richard Henry Lee does come in and serve as a president of the Continental Congress right as the war is coming to a conclusion. Actually, right after the war ends, Lee comes in and he's trying to establish a bit of a reputation for the Continental Congress, at least on the world stage. Let's see, Thomas. Nope. No Thomas. Good guess, though. We do have someone who ends up serving, what is the term I'm looking for? He ends up serving in the the Northwest Indian War later on and has a pretty terrible defeat. I don't know how else that. Not good at giving hints. I know the first guy here. St. Clair, yes. There it is, Misfit. St. Clair with the extraordinarily, he would go on to have a pretty extraordinary defeat. He also had some setbacks in the Revolutionary War also, though he was for a bit an early quartermaster general, helping to feed the troops. King, no. Rufus King is a fantastic guess. He was a little bit younger now. No, because he would end up at the convention. So, no, good guess. But no, unfortunately not. Let's see. We have a one guy, no, Elbridge Gerry too. Rufus King and Elbridge Gerry kind of come up together, and they do make their name about this time, but they were never achieved the leadership that they would later on by the time they would be elected to this particular position. I will say one has a band of brothers from the late 90s that had a pretty big hit in the late 90s, a group of brothers. Boudinot is a correct answer. Well done, Misfit. Absolutely. Elias Boudinot who had previously served as commissioner of prisoners during the war, would actually take in a young Native American, I believe he was from the Cherokee Nation, who would change his name to Elias Boudinot. Anyone popping in? We were trying to name the presidents of the presidents of the United States under the Articles of Confederation. If you have any guesses, please submit them here. I will also note that these are not presidents of the United States. Sometimes, yes, Hanson, that's right. There it is, Misfit Hanson. That is the best. Oh, there is also a gentleman who we usually name when we do our wrap-up at the end, who he goes on to be chairman of the Committee of the Whole during the Constitutional Convention, which I like to repeat often. Most days at the Constitutional Convention, George Washington would gavel the day in, and then go sit down, because they would go to the Committee of the Whole. And this person spent, there it is, Misfit. Oh, you've been paying attention. Thank you so much. Gorham. Yes, Nathaniel Gorham. He's also the one who wrote to Prince Henry of Prussia to see if he wanted to be king of the United States. But that's neither here nor there. The rest of these gentlemen, I do not have hints for. One from Pennsylvania, one from Virginia, and your guess is as good as mine. I think I know who's from Virginia. His name is in the company from The Office. If you've ever watched The Office, I think one of the two names they work for, Dunder Blank, and that's a pretty good giveaway. Oh, there it is. And yes, we ran out of time. Yes, Misfit, it was Thomas Mifflin. I was right about that. And yes, Dunder Mifflin in the show The Office is an homage to Thomas Mifflin. I understand. You did say Thomas before historical. Great guess. But we needed the last name. And Cyrus Griffin. Yes, he's always the one I forget. Pretty good. We got, what do we get? 75%. 6 out of 8. Pretty good. So why don't we pop back over and do some more trivia instead of just guessing at random. That is our last question. We are going to go over here to... Oh, I'm sorry, Misfit. I won't. There's only really 2 people answering right now, though. People are popping in. If you're popping in, leave us a comment. Let us know you're here, so we make sure to wait for you while we answer these questions. And I was trying to get the answers with 2 people, so we don't have our usual crowd today. Okay, we got a true or false question here. True or false? During the First Continental Congress, a resolution was passed asking colonies to create militias. I should not have put a question mark at the end there because it's a statement. Whoopsie daisy. And this is from these trivia cards from this little kids board game here. There'll be 3 student questions and then 3 scholar questions. This is the first student question. During the First Continental Congress, a resolution was passed to ask colonies to create militias. Let us know what you think. I see Historical came in with an answer. We'll give it another second to see if anyone else pops in with their answer. But at this point, I am going to pop up. Historical's not going to love this. It is false, actually. It is false because the colonies already had militias for nigh on a century. And the Continental Congress was focusing its efforts on creating the Continental Army and supplying and feeding the Continental Army. While the militias were important to the war, obviously, as I like to say, it wasn't just one army fighting the British. There were really 13 separate armies for each state, plus the Continental Army, plus Kentucky, plus Vermont. So there were a lot of armies being fought. The Continental Congress was really focused on one. The militias were really up to themselves, although they did a thing called levies, which if a militia person signed up, they only had to stay in their state. A militiaman did not have to leave their state. But they did. They were often loaned out. The men went voluntarily. And by and large, everyone defaulted to George Washington's commands for the sake of a unifying force. Then, as now, to a large degree, when you're fighting in a war, having one commander-in-chief is convenient, to say the least. So let's bounce over to this next question here. Question number the 4th. It's another true or false question. Anyone popping in, leave us a comment, let us know you're here, and feel free to play along. True or false? At the First Continental Congress, it was decided that the only solution for the war was independence. There's a lot of Continental Congress questions today, and you know what? That's okay. It's a lot of fun. True or false? At the First Continental Congress, it was decided the only solution for the war was independence? Hi, Ashley. Thank you for your answer. Thank you for coming in. We're just playing a few games. We got some falses popping up. And like I said, anyone just pop it in, a little bit curious, throw it in here. YouTube is telling me that there might be some problem with the feed. I don't see that from my end. I see everything going as it goes every week. So I apologize on YouTube's behalf if there are problems. And with that, we've got 3 answers. We've got some falses in here, and the answer is false. Nah, fam. That's false. That's right, Misfit. You popped in right as I said it. They still hope to reconcile. Remember, the First Continental Congress was in the autumn of 1774. The war breaks out in the spring of 1775, just as the delegates are arriving at the Second Continental Congress. So, false. But good guesses and lots of fun. Another First Continental Congress question. Did the First Continental Congress occur before, during, or after the war? I just gave the answer to this one away. In hindsight, it's the tricky part about having like commentary while we're going through trivia. I don't necessarily remember the questions I typed in an hour ago. And I just want to add, some perspective for you guys because, we're here to play and to learn. So, whoopsie daisy. Let's see if you caught me giving it away. Did the First Continental Congress occur before, during, and or after the Revolutionary War? Good news. YouTube has just told me I have excellent connection, so shouldn't be choppy anymore. I apologize if it was. Nothing I can do about it. I'm doing literally what I always do. All right, and we've got some before 1774. That's right, before. Historically, you were paying attention. Before, of course, as I said, the First Continental Congress meets for about 6.5 weeks, 7 weeks in September and October of 1774. And then the Second Continental Congress comes back. And I'm not going to say any more because there is another question I will give away if I say what I just wanted to say. Okay, the Second Continental Congress first met in what city? Thank you for the update, Historical. I do appreciate that. So some of these questions I didn't love and I updated myself. Just because they were worded fairly poorly. The Second Continental, the Second Continental Congress first met in what city? Because this one just kind of asked, the Second Continental Congress met in what city? And the answer is several cities, about a half dozen cities. But where does it first meet? Yes, everyone's coming through with the correct answer here. It first met in Philadelphia. That creaking is my cat entering once an episode. Cat's going to kick open the door. Philadelphia. It did eventually, they ran away to, first they think the British are coming and they run to, I believe, Baltimore. And then the British didn't come, so they go back to Philly. And then the British do come and they go to York. And then for one day, then they go to Lancaster for a little while. Then the British kind of leave Philadelphia and they go back to Philly. Then there's a mutiny and they end up going to New Jersey. They go to, I believe it's Trenton. They bounce over to Annapolis, I believe. There's another city somewhere in the Mid-Atlantic. And then they end up going to New York after the Articles are ratified. So there you go. Summed it up as quick as I can. I think I left a place out. All right, anyone popping in? Let us know you're here. Let's ask another question. The Second Continental Congress was held in Philadelphia's State House. What is this building now called? What do we currently call the Pennsylvania State House in Philadelphia? I don't like the wording of this question either because it wasn't called Philadelphia State House. It was called the Pennsylvania State House because Philadelphia is not a state, nor was it a colony. Pennsylvania was. So I'm a little surprised at the wording of this question. What are you going to do? I try and update them and make them better when I type them in. And answers are rolling in. And yes, it's currently known as Independence Hall, which if you get a chance, highly recommend you go there. There's a thing they do, I believe it's only on Saturdays, called Independence After Hours, which it's a lot of fun. You go to City Tavern, which had burned down, but it's rebuilt, and it's where the founders would eat and drink. You eat old-timey style foods, and then John Dunlap brings you to meet Mr. Jefferson and a few other American founders in Independence Hall, which usually has 3 tours going on at any given time. Those 3 tours fill up the building, but Independence After Hours, it's a little pricey, but if you're taking a trip to Philadelphia, worth the money because you kind of get, I don't want to say run of the place to yourself, but you get a lot more intimate view of Independence After Hours. I've not heard it called Independence House. I mean, that makes sense to a degree, but I usually hear it called, it's usually a hall because it's a big old building. And no one lived there, so that's interesting, though. I'm not surprised you've heard it called that. But now, here's another question I don't like the answer to. Peyton Randolph was elected president of the First Continental Congress. Who was elected president of the Second Continental Congress? And this is tricky because a few people get elected to the president of the Second Continental Congress. And I think the answer to this question is who. I think this question really means who was elected the first president of the Second Continental Congress. And I do see some answers coming in. And I will notate that your answers are the answers I was told was correct. John Hancock. But you know what? I'm going to pop over here to the internet for a second because I want to show you something. And I thought this as soon as I saw the question. Peyton Randolph was First Continental Congress, then Henry Middleton for 4 days at the end. And then, who's elected to the Second Continental Congress? Peyton Randolph, again, is elected president of the Second Continental Congress. The thing is, he holds it for about 2 weeks, and then resigns, and then Johnny Hands gets 2.5 years. Which is why, oftentimes, Peyton Randolph is overlooked. Bring trivia back up. I don't love the answer to this question. You guys have the right idea. And at this point, again, they're arriving to elect the president to the Second Continental Congress in the days after Lexington and Concord happens. Like, I'll remind you, when Paul Revere rides to Lexington, he's looking for John Hancock and Samuel Adams to say, the British are coming for you. And they were already in Lexington because they were on their way to the Second Continental Congress. And when Randolph shows up, he's an older man by then. They seem to elect him because he had already been president and it was the honorable thing to do. He's one of the most important men in Virginia. But he's a little older and he ends up resigning after just 2 weeks. And then electing a Massachusettsman is unavoidable. And he's there for 2.5 years. Really, I believe the longest tenured president of the Continental Congress. So, just wanted to put that out there. Anywhoozy, let's move on to another question. Now, we are moving to our Constitution cards. We have one question from these Constitution cards every week. This is the one thing that's not necessarily American Revolution themed in trivia, but it's the Constitution. And I got it when I was visiting the Pennsylvania State House. So I feel like it's relevant. Now, this question, again, is a little irrelevant, but let's do it. Why did the Supreme Court strike down a federal law creating gun-free zones? It's a federal law, gun-free zones. Yes, the regulars are coming. More like to arms, it's time for a war. Historical, it violated the Second Amendment. Interesting. Interesting answer. That is a great answer, historical. Everyone else is still riding the Paul Revere wave. So I'm going to pop this up. That's not actually the answer that the Supreme Court gave. The answer is school safety does not fall under the Commerce Clause. So the Supreme Court ruled in United States v. Lopez in 1995 that the Congress could not use the Commerce Clause of the Constitution to enact laws prohibiting guns in school zones. By a very close 5-4 vote, the justices of the Supreme Court concluded that decisions about school safety must be left to the general police power of each state government. So the idea is that guns are generally made in one state and shipped across state lines, which would make it fall under the Commerce Clause. Anything that's sold, made in one state and sold in another, or really anything that crosses the borders of a state, then falls under the Commerce Clause of the federal government. But just creating gun-free school zones, well, the zone you're discussing is really in just one state, and therefore really should fall under the leadership and watchful eye of that particular state. Again, this is just in the 1990s that was discussed. So we're popping over here to our last question before we do our big roundhouse finish up. Oh, that's not true. I forgot. I added one more round of questions, but last card question. True or false? Continental Congresses were convened annually from 1774 to 1781 for a total of 8 Congresses. Excuse me. True or false? Continental Congress was convened annually 1774 to 1781. I need a case breed. Yeah, I know. Well, you know what, historical, your assumption made a lot of sense. It's funny, that didn't even occur to me when I read it, but it does make a lot of sense. Like, because it's particularly weaponry, which falls under the arms listed in the Second Amendment. Let's see. Okay, historical's coming up with a true. True or false? Did it meet? Historical saying true that it did meet annually or was convened annually, 1774 to 1781 for a total of 8 Congresses. Now, 1781 is interesting because, as we discussed before, that's the year the Articles of Confederation are ratified, and from there, it's not technically the Continental Congress, it's the Congress of the Confederation, which meets for about 8 years itself. Let's see, to make it interesting, well, actually, Ashley, the answer is false. The Continental Congress was not convened 8 times. This is what I stopped myself saying before because I remember this question was coming. The Continental Congress was convened 2 times. There was the First Continental Congress in autumn of 1774, and then there was this, which lasted about 8 weeks, about 6-7 weeks, and then there was the Second Continental Congress, which lasted for, well, 6 years. So, yeah, I know the years make it look, because you counted the years, 7 years, 8 Congresses. That's not it. There was the First Continental Congress, and then there was the Second Continental Congress. And the Second Continental Congress lasted until the Articles of Confederation were ratified. Although most of the delegates to the Confederation Congress still called it the Continental Congress. So really the Second Continental Congress lasts about 15 years. Yeah, it is a little tricky, but it's good to know. Yeah, it also wasn't convened annually. They didn't convene sessions, but they did take recess. And it was really hard for them to get people there all at once anyway. So it was kind of like a running, open session where they were all crossing their fingers that enough people would show up where they could do anything. So they couldn't really end the Second Continental Congress, then call in a third one. It is a tricky question. I liked it. That's why I saved it for last. But I have one more fun question, and we have 1 minute to see if you can name this. And we know these names. They are all names from our master list at the end. But this is a question I came up with myself, and I started it last week, and I liked it. So we're doing it again with different information. So, who were the signers of the Articles of Confederation from Delaware? You have 1 minute. I am going to sip on my water, because I don't have to type anything in. I just have to uncheck them here. A horribly ugly water bottle, but I have a pretty fantastic toothache that can't get a root canal for a month until they squeeze me in. So, gotta drink through a straw. And I have to, like, spill all over myself in front of everyone. Because I have to shoot the water back as quick as I can. Because for whatever reason, the most painful thing I can ever... Okay, I don't want to set myself up for a meme here. The most painful thing I can do is drink water. Okay, let's see. Yes, historical, John Dickinson. Now, another one we named earlier who was a president of the Congress No, maybe we didn't name him earlier. I don't remember. His name did come up. Yes, historical, Thomas McKean. That name did come up. Randolph and Peyton are from Virginia, and we were looking for Delaware, and time is up. Countdown off. Historical. Yeah, you know what? I'm a few seconds ahead of you, so I will give you Van Dyke. Yes, well played. Thomas McKean, pretty famous guy, signer of the Declaration. John Dickinson, super famous. I've had Jane Calvert on to talk about his whole life recently. Nicholas Van Dyke is an interesting character. He doesn't really join the war effort until just as the war, until 1774. Really, he's a pretty successful lawyer in Delaware, but he stays out of it until the Massachusetts government act that closed the port of Boston means Massachusetts can't import food. So the only way he can get food is if the other colonies share. And he joins a organization, I forget the exact name of it, but it was like a Boston Relief Society where he helped collect food and supplies to send to Massachusetts before the war started. And then quickly ends up rising way up through the ranks, helps write the first Constitution of Delaware, and then is sent to the Continental Congress where he signs the Articles of Confederation. Yeah, McKean's a lot of fun. Dickinson's great. I can go into him for hours and hours. McKean's a lot of fun. John Adams, thank you for showing up. You are here just in time to help us name all the names, because that's pretty much where we're at right now. We're going to pop back. Well, you know what? I'm going to pop myself up here. Can I do a video about Aaron Burr and Angelica Schuyler's husband? I don't know if I've done a video about Burr. I did actually have a discussion with Mrs. Q, Karen Q, from New York City Patriot Tours a few weeks back, where we discussed Aaron Burr. The duel, because I have made a video. I have made at least one video about John Barker Church, who, despite what the play Hamilton tells you, when she says, I found a husband, she says he is not a lot of fun. He is a lot of fun. He was living under an assumed name. They eloped, despite their parents' wishes. They went to France. His father didn't like him. He audited Philip Schuyler while he was general of the army. He was a lot of fun, and he got in a bunch of duels. And it was his gun that I believe it was his guns that participated in the duel with Hamilton and Burr. I have not done a specific video about the Church Burr duel, but I probably should. I don't think they fire at each other. I think it gets resolved on the field, or they both shoot away or something like that. Yeah. Super cool. Oh, John Adams, don't be sad. I think she's referencing the play. Anyway, what we're about to do, for those of you who are new here, we are about to try and name 243 American founders. Now, it's not every founder. It's ones that are very specifically participate in the legislative branch of the American founding, which includes, and is limited to, delegates to the First Continental Congress, signers of the Declaration of Independence or Articles of Confederation, delegates to the Constitutional Convention, and members of the inaugural Congress. So, original members of the United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate. So, I think we're going to do this. Seems like we are missing several regulars today, but that's all right. Because, pop over here, get rid of this. That is my score from earlier today. I got 167. By the way, I forgot to put it in the description. I'm going to pop it up here. I think I saw Ashley play. I'm surprised some of you guys didn't play. Over on our Discord channel, we now have homework. You guys have to play this at least once a week and take a screenshot and share your screenshot of how well you did trying to name all these people. Don't feel bad. It's just a lot of fun. You know what? I am going to, before you guys starting, I'm going to click invite people. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to pop a link right in the bottom. Okay, I see you're ready, Historical. I'm putting this in there. If you guys want to join, I forgot to put it in the description. That link lasts for 24 hours, so if you want to join us on Patreon and give us your scores, please do. I need to hit play again. Where is it? Without giving it away. Without giving you guys answers. Forgot to clean up my mess. Okay, let's see. All right, team. Well, here we are. I am ready to hit play. As soon as I see you guys naming some people, I recommend starting with the big 6. 136 is really impressive, Misfit. I think it was 167. Not a big deal. Back when I was playing every day before I had other things to do, I was popping in I was closing in on 200, but it took me a long time. And you guys have started typing Jefferson, Hamilton, and we're done here. Okay, Washington. Yeah, I thought more names than that would come through. Adams, J, Burr. No, Burr was part of the executive branch. Or came in after someone else. Adams. We just got Franklin, Cadwalader, Monroe, Madison, Hancock, Payne. Great start. Just to Hancock, Sherman, Thomas. Oh, nope. Good guess. Keep going for Thomas. Franklin. Again, it's not generals or soldiers, unfortunately. Schuyler is right. Lawrence, Dickinson, Lawrence, Lee. Oh, Lawrence. Okay, I don't know why that one. Lawrence. Okay, I guess not. Ali, McKean, King, Rodney, Dana, Van Ness. Oh, good guess. Coles, Holton, Thompson. No P historical, but you're right. I'll give it to you. Lovell, Livermore, uh, Rutledge. Oh, you guys are coming through hot. Dalton, Collins, Mulligan. Oh, nope. Williams, Middleton. No love. William, son. Wadsworth, Sherman, Carroll. 2 L's. Oh, 2 R's and 2 L's. Carroll. Clark. Scott is the correct answer, Mr. Adams. Martin. Muhlenberg. Langworthy. Hall. Bloodworth. Walton. With anyone popping in, we're doing our big naming of as many founders as we can. Ingersoll. Wentworth. Livingston. Izard. Wadsworth. Oh, Wadsworth. Did we already do Wadsworth? We must have. Baker. Nope. Ellsworth. Dayton. McKean. Did we do? Yes, we did, I think. Ames. McHenry. Alsop. Henry. Walcott. Did we do? Yep. Mercer. Sylvester. DeHart. DeHart? What if we take away the de? Henry. I think we just got Henry, but that is a correct answer, Mr. Adams. Gale. Witherspoon. Benson. Chase. Hawthorne. Hathorne? Is that how you spell it? Oh, that is how you spell it. Okay. Huntington. Harvey. Sullivan. Paca. Davy. Folsom. Baldwin. Oswald. Oh. Vining. Anyone just tuning in? Name some American founders. We're doing our master list. Vining. Payne, did we do? I think we did. Cushing. Yes. Steele. Whipple. Heister. Oh, I before E. Esch. Maybe we did. Goodhue. Dyer. Winnett. Harvey. Did we do? Yep. Hart. There it is. Hopkins. Alsop. Oh, we did. Revere. Nope, he was never actually elected to anything. Chase. Conti. Clark. I guess we did Clark. Church. Kinsey. Clymer. Lowe. Sini. Braxton. Bartlett. Wisner. Sinixon. Broom. Bannister. Butler. Anyone tuning in? Bourne. We are just naming as many American founders as we can. And if these are crazy names, it's because we've been playing this a while. Robert Joe. 1B. Nice job, Ashley. Sullivan. Oh. Nope, we must have done Sullivan. Ellery. Lloyd. I think is what you're going for there. Galloway. Gary. Marchant. Wolcott. Humphrey. Oh, must have done Wolcott. Humphreys. EYS. I think. Yep. Sorry, historical. I know what you're going for. Trust me, it took me a long time of spelling them wrong to get them right. That's the only reason I'm correcting you. Miller? Nope, good guess. Foster. Biddle. Land. Morton. Brown. Houston. You guys both say Morton. I like how you're thinking together. Rhodes. Rhoads. It's a very weird name. Houston, Hudson, Biddle we just did. Crane, Johnson, Johnston, Thatcher, Dayton. Dayton? Did we already do Dayton? Okay. Lynch, Drayton, Tucker, Trumbull, Hayward, Morris. Ooh, don't want to miss that one. That's a lot of names. Harrison, Rush, Sturgis, Ross, Gale, Ramsey, Gilman, Rodney, Gold. Did we ever do Rodney? I guess we did. A lot of names I don't remember doing that are already done. Goldsboro, Witherspoon. Nick, what's up, man? Spate is right. Did we do Witherspoon? I don't remember. Harrison, we did Harrison. Giles, I think we did. Oh, nope. Okay, good thing I typed in. Paca, did we do that? Hall. Reed, Livermore. Yes, I think we did that one. Fitzsimmons, Dana. Just done that. Reed. Uh-oh. Ingersoll, I think we did. Mifflin. Nope, we didn't. Good, I did it. Lee. Smith. Did. Hanson. Huntington. Must have done that. Griffin. Randolph. Hughes. Lewis. Scott, we did. McDonald. Nope. That's a good guess, though. Stockton. Penn. Hayward, we just did. Payne, I think we did. Pendleton. Yes. Taylor, absolutely. Collins. Did we do Collins? Okay. Gunn. St. Clair. Bedford. Hughes, maybe? Did we do it? Yes. Klingon. Nelson. Roberto, we did, because it was spelled off. Gadsden, did we do? Nope. Hawkins. Lynch. Did it. Payne, we did. Hopkins, did we do? Yeah, we did. And Hopkinson. Grout, we did not do. Hopkinson, I think. Oh, Hopkins. We did Hopkins, but not Hopkinson before, Ashley. Good way to catch it. Caswell. Dwayne. Grayson. Pendleton, we just did. Dean, don't want to forget Silas. Leonard. Belair. Randolph. We did. Nelson, I think we just did. Okay. Telfair. Bernard. Nope. White. Brown. Moore. Page. Hartnett. Coles. We did, yeah. Cook. Walker. Hooper. Bland. Got. Stone. Giles, I think we did. That's all right. Johnson. All right. Middleton. Must have done. Okay. Law. Good guess. Hi, Mr. Adams. Patterson. Monroe. Yes, we did. That's the correct answer. Partridge. Jameson. Nope. That's a good guess. Mason. Guess we did. Yeah, we did. Wow. Spencer. Wilson. Griffin. I think we got Griffin. That's all right. Nelson. I think we did. Somehow I'm keeping up with you guys. Jennifer. We did not do Matthews. St. Clair. I think we did. Yeah. Ames. That's right. Okay, must have done it. Win Coop. Coop. Strong. Age. Mick Henry. I think we did that, and yes, Henry I see in front of me, so we did that. Thatcher. I think is right, but we must have done Hamilton. Did we do Hamilton? Okay, good. Rhodes. Yep, we got Rhodes, that's right. Scudder. Leonard. I think we got Leonard. That's great. Good job, guys. Hartley. King. Do we do? Okay. Maclay. Yeah, nice. Okay. Pinkney. Whoa, we didn't do Pinkney yet. Well done. Okay, Otis. You'd think we'd I don't remember what I was saying. Houston. I think we did get Houston. Stevens. Crane. Oh man, sometimes you guys just rock out a bunch all at the same time. Blair. Uh, Madison. I think we got Madison. Yeah, hopefully. We usually get the big 6 out of the way early. Let's see, Pierce. Do we do Pierce? Nope. Okay, great. Strong, we just did. Sedgwick. Very important. Gun, I think we got. Let's see, Taylor, I think we got. Spate, I think we got. Gwinnett, I don't remember doing. Gwinnett. Yates. Wolcott. Blount. Bedford. Done. Lansing. Did not do. Carroll, I think we did because it was misspelled. That's all right. Rutledge. Bassett. Richard Bassett. Nice. Blount. No, it's Blount with an N. It was right before Goldsboro. I think we got, yeah. Gilman. That's done. Gorham. Very important. Van Rensselaer. Thank you for spelling it for me. Dickinson. I think we did. We did Sherman too, I think. Let's check. I want to miss out. Jennifer just did Blount. We did Middleton, I believe we did. Brearley. That's the name I couldn't think of before. Mercer. Guess we did Mercer. Lansing. There's a lot of names I don't remember doing that are knocking up. Jackson is the correct answer. Well done, Mr. Adams. Maclay. We just did. Gale. Yeah. Wingate. Nice. Langdon. Oh, nice. Don't want to miss Langdon. Sini. Do? Yeah, we got him. That's all right. Burke. Coram. Do we get? Yep. Conti. Good one. I think we got that one. Hosmer. We did not get. Dyer. Langdon we just did. Jackson we just did. Patterson. Trumbull. Did we do Trumbull? We did. Wow. Ingersoll. We did. Brearley we just did. Izzard we did at the beginning. Wadsworth. All right. Clymer. Do we get Clymer? Okay. Scudder. Good one. Got Scudder, really? Oh, man, we got 227. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, Patterson. I just looked up. We got 7 minutes and most of them. J-Lo. Ha. Wilson. Alsop, I think we got. Elmer, I don't remember getting. Elmer. Yeah, spell it right, dude. Okay. How Houston. Yeah, we did Houston. I think we got that whole run. Yates. Good one. Walker. Coop. I think we did. Skyler. I think we got pretty early. Stanton. Martin. Nope. Rensselaer we just got because you got to include the van in there. Jennifer we did. There's only one N. Hudson. I think is what you're. Yeah, we got it. Okay, Hosmer. Okay, Dewar. Oh, Dewar we didn't do. Holton. Do we do? Yep. Uger. Tillman. I don't remember doing Tileman. Tillman, because I never spell right. Sumter. All right, we got 6 minutes to get 10 more. We can totally do this. Muhlenberg. Yeah, I think we did that. Brearley we did. Hawkins. Okay, more. Did we do more? Parker. Oh, Parker we didn't do. Sinixon, I think we did. Yep. I think Sherman we did, which I say it like that because it's probably Sherman. Let's scroll down. Okay, we already got Pennsylvania, Virginia, Massachusetts. We need one congressman from New York. Let's see. Bannister. Well, we got Virginia. Baldwin. Edwards. Nope, Mitchell never works. Hang on. Hudson. I think we did. Boudinot. Oh, Boudinot. Great. That's Jersey. Which means we got all New Jersey. We got South Carolina. Folsom. Good guess. Folsom. Must have gotten. Kinsey. Oh, is it Lawrence? Lawrence. There it is, actually. Nice. Herring. Nice. Nice. Okay, we need 6 more. We got 4 minutes. We got plenty of time. We are looking for an article signer from Delaware. Oh, we just did those today. Oh, that was our game today. The last quiz I gave you, Sturgis, was article signers from Delaware. Langdon, Gorham, Vining. Article signers from Delaware. We got Dickinson, we got McKeon. Who was the other dude? Manning? Nope. Although we did just talk about James Manning was a founder last week. Van Dyke. There it is, historical. I'm really glad we played that game. All right, we need 4 more. We got 4 minutes. Plenty of time. Oh, we need a Declaration of Independence signer from New Hampshire. Come on, guys. We can do this. We got McKean. I just saw it. We need a Declaration signer from New Hampshire. And we need a signer of First Continental Congressman from Rhode Island. So Wharton is a great guess, but no, that's not right. Macomb? You mean Macomb? Nope. Broome? Tilton. Good guess. Sevier? All right. Oh, I passed that one up. All right. First Continental Congressman from Rhode Island. He dies right before they sign the Declaration of Independence and is replaced by William Ellery. Thornton. That's right, Misfit. Thornton. Good job. Thornton. Okay, I spelled it right. Whipple, I think we got. Yeah. Okay, the guy from Rhode Island. He has a distant relative who is the person who there it is, Mr. Ward. Absolutely. Okay, so we need one more person. We've got 3 minutes. Let's find him. Sykes. Do we need to find him? Nope. Okay. Who are we missing? I see you typing in Bourne there. Can't find the missing spot. A constitute. Oh, okay. We can do this. It's a Constitutional Convention delegate. It has the apostrophe, which means they left and did not sign the Constitution. Okay. Oh no, George Wythe is here, so it's not Wythe. A Virginian who went to the Constitutional Convention and did not sign the Constitution. Randolph and Mason famously leave. This person we had talked about, I believe, last week, because we did the signers from Virginia. But this, I believe he left because of like family reasons, like stayed most of the time and left. McClurg? We did it. There it is, Misfit. James McClurg. We did talk about him last week, and we did it. In just over 18 minutes. Oh boy. I don't know what to say. You guys did it. That's unbelievable. And we are missing a few people. I feel bad for Troy, Catherine, who had to miss it. I didn't think about this. I should have brought like one of those toys. I'm gonna, yeah. I guess I'll pop myself back up here and just be at a loss for words for a while, because I'm I don't know what to say. This is unbelievable. We did it. 243 American founders. I guess we should figure out what we want to do from here. As in, do we want to try and do a heave-ho 2 in a row next week? Or do we just, like, rest on our laurels? Yeah, Nick, I'm glad you popped in there. You popped in just in the nick of time, no pun intended, to, like, help us get those few we were missing right in the middle ground. We could try and do it. Honestly, I think it's a little bit of an I think it's a little bit easier with less people, because I have an easier time keeping up. Like, there was that one time we basically got it 2 weeks ago, but I just couldn't keep up with how fast you guys are typing. Amazing. So we are a success. We have to figure out, we have to figure out if we want to try and do it again next week, or I can just pop up other games. I'll float some ideas. I had pasted it before. Let's see if it's still here. A link to the Discord channel. Yeah, here it is. It only lasts for 24 hours. If you guys want to pop in and pop in the Discord, I'm trying to make it more active. I need to be more active in there, and I feel bad that it kind of went by the wayside a little bit because I wasn't in there. But I'm really trying. I have it on my phone now instead of my computer, in addition to my computer. So I'll try and be on there every day. I am going to copy and paste this in there for our homework. I'll do that pretty much right when we're done here. You guys are awesome. If you want to support the channel, please hit like on your way out. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. Most of the week, I actually talk about the American Revolution and don't play trivia. Trivia is just a special Fridays time. Yes, Misfit is great on the memes out there. I hope to have a few more fun interviews this next week. I've already shot one, finishing up our generals from the British with Mr. Troy. That's a lot of fun. So hit like and subscribe. I am going to head out now. We're a few minutes early. But that's okay. Thank you for playing, guys. I'm super pumped. Best day of my life, probably. I'm gonna go. Thank you. Be back next week for trivia. Be back Monday with Michael Troy, and lots of fun from here and there. And I'm trying to remember how we. Oh, it's Friday, so we end with Peacefield. There it is, Misfit. You beat me to it. I found it though. You guys are the best. Peacefield.